Hey there, comic friends, I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day! Yay! At least New Comic Book Day for me. Well, actually, New Comic Book Day for everybody, right? It's Wednesday. It's an actual Wednesday. It is May 9th, a Wednesday, and I have the comics for Wednesday, May 9th. Miracle of shipping and whatever else. The stars aligned for all the freaking weeks that my comics have been messed up and not come on time. This week I actually get the books literally on the day, which is strange because technically today's the day they were supposed to have been shipped, and there's no way they got across 3/4 of the United States in less than 24 hours. Anyway, my little handy slip here tells me that I got 19 issues, technically 18 books because one of them is doubled up. We'll get to that when I get to that. But let's see what I got this week, if you bother to watch these. Oh, and this also has my free comic books in it, for whatever it is. So I picked up the a DC Heroes, Superheroes Girls Dates with Disaster issue for Free Comic Book Day because I wanted to check out what this is like because I've not actually read any of it. So I wanted to check it out, and then I'll pass it on to some young folks that I know. Oh, sweet! I didn't realize this was even in this one. Calyx issue number 3. I'm really excited to get into this. I really like the last 2 issues, so I'm pumped to get it come out in some sort of a regular amount of time. So I'm not having to try and remember from 6 months ago or 4 months ago what it is. Great story. Near future, parts of California are trying to become their own free, independent kind of country, breaking away from the rest of the United States. Run a kind of under a version of Trump, and I'm just really digging it. Great first issues in it, and just kind of plays with some other fun comic book stuff and whatnot. Really excited for this book too. Issue number 2, I loved. This is Eternity Girl, issue number 3. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. Really explores things like depression and stuff like that really interestingly. And I'm intrigued this whole idea that she's like an eternal creature in herself, and she really kind of wants to just be done with everything. She's being told by a villainess that she's chased throughout the decades that if she wants to die, she has to kill the rest of the world first, and then she can die. Now, has she really seen somebody, or is she hallucinating, or whatever? I don't know. But super stoked to check this out. It's been really good up to this point. The second issue of Isola. I hate the graphics, as we talked about with issue 1. Beautifully rendered book, though. Gorgeous art in it, and this intriguing story of clearly a queen, some person of royalty that's been turned into this gorgeous, brilliantly colored tiger creature, and a soldier who's sworn to protect the queen and try and keep it hidden and sneak her to some place where they can hopefully find some magic to turn her back. This is like some sort of curse or something like that, it seems. Really interested to explore, but it's very few words in the first issue, lots of gorgeous pictures that really tell the story. So good stuff. And Mastros is back. This is issue number 6. He has gone to hell to try and convince the people of this version of hell to team up with him and help him battle back to get his book back so they can write reality in the right way as opposed to the wrong way. Gorgeous art by Steven Strokes. Wonderful colors by Dave Stewart. Monstrous. Issue number... what is it, 16? I really enjoy this book. It's kind of a slow burn kind of thing. Gorgeous art. I thought it was really interesting that this year's Eisners, it crops up in a number of places, which kind of impressed me. I mean, like I said, I enjoy it. I don't know that I would consider it like the super exciting, oh my gosh, this is a book we should be checking out. It's the hot thing of the Eisners, but I don't know. Is that what the Eisners represent? Or do the Eisners represent what they think is quality work that's, maybe not always recognized, sort of a thing? I don't know. Depends on how you want to see the Eisners. I always take it as the Eisners is at minimum is at least a list of things that I probably should check into if I don't know what they are, just to see if possibly I'm missing something. Of course, I haven't been with this 16 issues, still really interesting, but the needle moves very slowly on the story. I like reading things in singles. I'm sure it probably reads quicker and smarter, not smarter, but quicker in trade. Probably makes it feel like the needle of where the plot is going versus the characters. Character development's great in it, but the plot part of it probably moves at a much more comfortable pace in a trade than it does in singles. But I'm still enjoying it in singles. Yes, another book I'm really excited about. Really been digging. Punk's Not Dead, issue number 4. Wicked looking shoes there. Are dipped in punk and other rock and roll music and ambiance. Also with a heavy spattering of the occult and paranormal. With some just wonderfully snarky characters in it. Definitely a fun one to read. Gorgeous art by Simmons. His colors are brilliant. The layouts are great. All the little pieces of eye candy that are in it are just really cool. So next up we have Sleepless, issue number 6. And we're our Sleepless character is starting to struggle with not necessarily being completely grasp in reality. They're slowly losing their grasp of reality, which is a sign of the end for the Sleepless kind of a thing. And Poppy, our main female character in this, maybe she's struck a deal to be friendly with the new princess, or maybe it's all some other ugly ruse. We'll find out. Just definitely been enjoying it. It's been really intriguing and a fun read. Kind of a courtly type stuff going on. Not the level of insanity that Game of Thrones has, but still some of the same sort of kind of subject matter as kind of the power play kind of thing and whatnot. And then, of course, my 2 copies of Batman White Knight, one for me, one for the Disembodied Voices friend. The final issue, I really wasn't digging this book up until last issue. Last issue addressed some of my issues with the story and the plot quite a bit. So I did enjoy that issue. So I'm really curious to see how this issue lands the whole thing in a single issue. When for me, like I said, it took 7 issues to get to a point where I was truly enjoying the book. So we'll see. It's selling really well. Be shocked if there's not a sequel of some sort. Sean Murphy has been all over the place talking about sequel and whatnot. Working his charms as hard as he can to get as many people excited about it so he can, of course, keep collecting the big paycheck from DC. Doing it, right? So, all right, next up we have Detective Comics. Is this the end of the Batman, Eternal stuff? The Batman Eternal, I guess. It might be. So, I'm looking forward to that part of it. We got fill-in artists for the end of this story because, of course, the artist that Tynion the Fourth has been working the most with on this book are already started working on Dark, I believe, Justice League Dark. So they pull them off the book early and then put other people on it. I like this cover, though. Anyway, so look forward to that story. I'm hoping this kind of starting to tie it up and ending it. I can't remember what it is when he's off the book and when the new people are on to tell us something different, because at this point, I'm done with the Tim Drake stuff. So here's the free comic book that I'm most excited about. Shadow Roads. This is the new spin-off of Sixth Gun. Sixth Gun started out as a free comic book day book. The first issue was for free comic book day. And it set off on an amazing story of 50 great issues of storytelling all the way around. Created an incredible universe, which is why they can dip back into it to tell us other stories there. I'm really excited about this. Really excited to check it out. Different artists, though. Cullen Bunn, Brian Hurt are both writing it, and AC Zumda is doing the art on it. So we'll see. I haven't really seen anything to know what the characters look like in comparison to what Brian Hurt's art looked like. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere close to that, I would guess. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this from Orny Press and exploring what comes with that. So, I got my copy, issue number 1 of No Justice, the Justice League No Justice. This is a 4-issue miniseries, comes out each week, and each issue deals with a different group of, like, a new Justice League, a team of superheroes that are gathered together to meet some specific need. I think it's like Brainiac is the one that comes up with the logic as to why these teams should be teamed up together. This one in particular has Superman, Starfire, Martian Manhunter, Sinestro, and Starro. I love Starro. All on one team fighting some greater thing. I don't know how much this spins out of the metal stuff, and because I haven't read any of that, and I don't care about any of that. I'm on this because it's, it looks fun, and it's only 4 issues, so it's not a real investment anyway around if it ends up not being great. But I hope it doesn't tie too heavy in that, because I don't know any of that stuff, and I don't care to know, and I don't want to waste so much time having to scratch my head over that stuff. So it better be friendly to those of us who don't give a crap about big giant events. This is sort of an event too, but I am going to explore the books that come, the 3 Justice League books that come out of this. So just check it out. Francis Manipool color artwork on it though, so that'll be pretty exciting. It lists 3 writers there: Snyder, Williamson, and Tynion the Fourth. It strikes me as this is largely Williamson and Tynion the Fourth doing the work. At least when I was at Emerald City Comic Con, both of them were there talking about it. It's kind of like partially Snyder brainchild of a basic idea, and then of course these other writers are filling in that sort of stuff. So next up we have a new Superman. And Justice League of China, this is number 23. So we get the Aquaman in this thing, the Sea of Change. So we get Aquaman versus Superman in it. Should be some fun going on there. Yeah. And the whole North Korea stuff that's happening. Should be some intriguing stuff. And then we have Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 22. Second part to this whole thing with the Penguin, and that sort of stuff. And then we have, of course, the side story of Bizarro, him kind of admitting that he's got this problem. He's addicted to synthetic kryptonite. Artemis thinks that she's helped him kind of start down the road of the 10-step program to get off the stuff, but he has a whole giant secret stash of this stuff other places. So I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Really been digging the Bizarro story there. The next up we have Southern Bastards, finally back, issue number 20. We're looking forward to where this goes. Do we gonna get Rebecca back in here? Are we gonna get Tubbs' daughter wreaking havoc on the place, or are we gonna get something else going on? I don't know, but I very much look forward to checking out and reading it. Getting to the end here, I think. So here is another free comic book day book. This is Barriers. This is, of course, a Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin book. So that everybody's been talking about. Look forward to checking that out. The two of them do lots of free stuff or pay what you want stuff with completely digital books and whatnot. That then I think they've had Image go and reprint like Private Eye for them and stuff. After the fact. So yeah, there is that, but I'd be curious to check that out, see what's in there. I don't have any clue what that story's about whatsoever, but free? Can't be free, right? It's hard to. And then we have Black Clouds, issue number 9. Yeah, issue number 9. Last issue is pretty dramatic, as our main character is running from Zelda's running from basically her past. Her past of a world where stories have power. It's leaked over into our realm, and things are getting pretty hairy and whatnot. So we'll see how that really how that really plays out in this issue. I would guess, as she is now hiding in our reality. See how that plays, whatnot. And finally, it is issue 4 of Highest House. Is this the last issue? I can't remember. It seems weird that it would be the last issue. Been a gorgeous book. I got to read 2 issues in a row because I had to wait to get issue number 2 just last week. And it was really, really enjoyable to read the book at this larger format. Harder to find bags for, but I really, really enjoy this kind of larger size, stretched out panels, brilliantly gorgeous work and whatnot in it, and a really interesting story. I'm really curious to see how this plays out with this secret entity that's been trapped inside this a network of massive castles that is makes up the highest house in this kingdom and all of that, and to see if there is ultimately some sort of an overthrow or whatever. But we'll see what that entails when we get to it. And I will read those books and I'll talk about those books, but it'll be 2 weeks for those books, or next week for those books. The other video is going to be for this weekend. Hopefully I can keep it all straight. Any rate, yeah, I didn't get DC Nation issue number 0. Discount Comic Book Service was shorted on them from Diamond Distributor, and when they get them, they'll send them to us. Maybe I'll read the free digital version of it on Comixology, but I doubt that, so I don't even know why I say it. I say it just so people can laugh at me about the whole digital thing. But anyway, that's my books. Have a great one.